Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Sciences, SOS, Certificate Program in Laboratory Techniques, CPLT, English, Revised. CLT 102 Laboratory Techniques in Biology. Block 1 Introduction to Biology Laboratory. Unit 3 Types of Microscopes. 3.1 Introduction. A microscope is an optical instrument that enables one to see a magnified image of an object. You would study about two types of microscopes, stereo and compound microscopes in this unit. These are also called light microscopes as they form a large image of the object with the help of light and a set of eyepiece and objective lenses. The magnification capability of compound microscope is higher than stereo microscope. Magnification of a microscope can be determined by multiplying the magnification value of the eyepiece with that of the objective lens. In the following sections, you will study about the parts, operation, use, care, and maintenance and some ways of using stereo and compound microscopes. Expected learning outcomes. After studying this unit, you should be able to describe the parts, operation, ways of use, care and maintenance, and uses of stereo and compound microscopes. Explain the common terms associated with stereo and compound microscopes, and differentiate between stereo and compound microscopes. 3.2 Stereo microscope. A stereo or dissecting microscope provides a three-dimensional view of an object. This is due to separate objective lens and eyepiece for each eye. Stereo microscope has lower magnification as compared to compound microscope, but it has a longer working distance. Working distance is the distance from the objective to where the object is focused. Scientists, doctors, researchers, students and people working in various professional areas use stereo microscope to view objects or to carry out minute work such as dissection and microsurgery. It is also used in watchmaking and repairing, circuit board manufacture, inspection of fracture surfaces and in forensic investigations. 3.2.1 Parts. A stereo microscope is made up of three main components: head, body and base. Figs 3.2 to 3.4. The numbers given in the figures and the following text refer to a particular part of the microscope. Fig. 3.2. A stereo microscope in front view. Fig. 3.3. Backside view of a stereo microscope. Fig. 3.4. A stereo microscope inside view. Look at the screen. Eye, head. See Fig. 3.4. Comprises ocular lenses, 1, and zoom. Magnification knobs, 2. Ocular lenses are the eyepieces through which a specimen is seen. Fig. 3.5. The ocular lenses are mounted on movable sockets for adjustment according to the user's eyes. Most stereo microscopes have a set of two ocular lenses, each having a magnification of 10x. The magnification can be increased by upgrading the ocular lenses. One or both the ocular lenses have rotating ring-like structures. Diopter. 3. For making slight ocular lens adjustments, as different people have different eyesight power in both their eyes. By rotating the diopter ring, one can focus on the specimen more clearly. Zoom magnification knobs, one on either side of the microscope, enable one to zoom in conveniently through a magnification range, e.g., 2x to 4x. By rotating this knob clockwise or anti-clockwise, one can increase or decrease the magnification. Some microscopes have detents or click stops at intervals through the zoom range so that one can quickly return to a precise level of magnification in the zoom range. The head objective portion can be detached from the body by opening the screw. 4. Body. See Fig. 3.4. Consists of head objective unit holding screw. 4. Arm. 5. Objective lens unit. 6. Focus knobs. 7. Rack and pinion. Arrangement. 8. Also see Fig. 3.6. Rack stop. 9. Top light. 10. Electric supply for top light. 11. Sleeve for fixing the head objective lens unit to arm. 14. And the head body assembly holding knob. 15. Arm. 5. Is a stout cylindrical structure and it supports all the components. Above the base, objective lens unit. 6. Extends from the head of the microscope towards the stage. Stereo microscopes often have two separate objective lenses. Each one is connected to its respective eyepiece. Focus knobs. 7. One on either side of the microscope enable the vertically up and downward movement of the head objective lens unit along the rack and pinion arrangement. The focus knobs also provides for tension adjustment so that even after removing one's hands from the knobs, the focus of the object is not lost. Rack stop. 9. Is made up of a collar and a knob which prevent the sliding of the whole microscope assembly from hitting and damaging the stage and the specimen. Top light. 10. Some stereo microscopes have two sources of light. The one placed above the stage is top light. It illuminates the object from the top. Its electric supply, 11, is routed through the arm and its on-off switch. 12. Fig. 3.7 is provided at the base of the microscope. The light intensity of the top light can be adjusted by light intensity control. 13. Fig. 3.7. It is located at the base of the microscope. Light given out by the top light enables the viewing of solid object or the specimen under the microscope. A sleeve. 14. Fixes the head objective unit to the arm and knob at back of sleeve. 15. Keeps the microscope assembly in place. Base. See Fig. 3.4. Contains stage plate. 16. Fig. 3.8. Stage clips. 17. Fig. 3.8. Mirror. Stage light. 18. Fig. 3.9. Electric supply cable. 19. Fig. 3.7. Base of the stereo microscope in side view showing on-off switch. For top light. 12. On-off switch for base light. 20. And light intensity control for top light. 13. Fig. 3.8. Base of the stereo microscope in front view showing both the sides of the stage plate. White, left hand side figure, and black colored, right hand side figure. Look at the screen. Fig. 3.9. Base of the stereo microscope in front view showing stage light. 18. Switch each for top. 12. And stage light. 20. Fig. 3.7. Light intensity control for top light. 13. And fuse. 21. For protection of the light sources from strong current pulse. It is the stand. 22. That rests the microscope on the table and supports the entire microscope. Stage plate. 16. The specimen is placed on the stage plate for viewing. The plate is mounted on the base of the microscope directly under the objective lens unit. The background color of the stage or stage plate can be changed for optimal contrast with the specimen. Usually white or black stage inserts are used. There are two stage clips. 17. Made of metal and each one is present on either side of the stage plate. These are used to hold a glass slide or a specimen in place. A mirror for focusing daylight or a stage light. 18. Is placed beneath the stage plate. Its on-off switch is provided at the base of the microscope. 20. The light from this source is transmitted up through the stage and it highlights the translucent objects. The stage light may be CFL tube or LED, light emission diode. The latter are increasingly being used in newer models because of their high energy efficiency and the ability to produce a spectrum of colors of light that are helpful in the study of biological specimens. The power input for the microscope is generally given at the backside of the base of the microscope. 19. There is also a provision of fuse. 21. At the base. This protects the microscope from sudden increase in electricity voltage. A sturdy and stable stand. 22. Holds and rests the microscope on the tabletop or the surface where it is kept for use. 3.2.2 Operation. The stereo microscope is also described as two low magnification compound microscopes mounted side by side. The two parallel light paths form separate images of the specimen on the retina of each eye of the observer. See Fig. 3.10. Because of the light collecting lenses being spatially separated as. Look at the screen. Fig. 3.10. Formation of image of the specimen in a stereo microscope. A. View of the underside of the eyepieces. Note the two lenses, arrows. B. Top view of the objective lens unit after opening the screw, arrow, and removing its top portion that is shown in Fig. Above. C. Diagram showing the formation of image in the stereo microscope. Note the two dotted boxes. The one below shows the light path in the objective lens unit and the upper box shows the path of light in the eyepieces. Our eyes. The two images exhibit parallax and a single image of the specimen is seen. This microscope usually has a prism placed in the light path between the objective and the eyepiece that inverts the already inverted virtual image so that the observer sees the object in its true orientation, that is left, right and up, down are seen as they exist in the object. Stereo microscopes are therefore useful where depth perception and specimen orientation are required in micro dissection of tissues. Magnification systems. There are two types of magnification systems in stereo microscopes. One type is fixed magnification, in which the primary magnification is achieved by a pair of objective lenses having a certain magnification value. The other is zoom magnification, that with the help of a zoom system enables one to see Continuously variable degree of magnification across a set range. The zoom magnification can be further increased by using auxiliary objective lenses of higher magnification value. The total magnification in both fixed and zoom system can also be varied by changing eyepieces of desired magnification values. 3.2.3 Steps in using stereo microscope. 1. The first step is to set the microscope on a tabletop or a flat stable surface with plenty of room to work. 2. Next, familiarize yourself with the microscope and its parts. 3. Plug in the cable for electric supply. Make sure that excess of wire is kept out of the way so that tripping over it could be avoided. 4. Switch on the top or stage light source or both the sources as per requirement. For viewing the microscope slide or other transparent objects, stage lighting works the best. If the specimen is opaque or solid, and the light cannot pass through it from below, then top lighting is used. The light from the top source is reflected from the surface of solid object, and it forms the image. 5. Center your specimen on the stage plate. If the specimen is thin and flat, or if its edges tend to curl up, the stage clips can hold it in place. To do this, pull up the pointed end of the specimen, then do the same with the stage clip on the other side. If the specimen is larger than the stage plate, the stage clips need to be turned out so that they are hanging off the stage, giving more room to work. 6. Adjust the eyepieces so that one can look through the microscope comfortably and without straining eyes. The diopter ring on one or both the eyepieces is moved clockwise or anti-clockwise to make up for focusing differences between the eyes. 7. Set contrast background for specimens to be observed. For light-colored, translucent specimens such as salt crystals, the black side of the stage plate, if it is reversible, is useful. For darker specimens, the white plate would provide a good contrast. 8. Bring the specimen just below the objective lens. To determine the magnification of the microscope, multiply the magnification value of the eyepiece lens, say 2x, by that of the objective lens, say 10x. The magnification in this case would be 20x. 2 times 10 equals 20. 9. Start focusing on the specimen. This is done by looking through the eyepieces and slowly turning the focus knobs until the specimen comes into view. Once the outline of the specimen is visible, turn the knobs slowly to focus as sharply as possible. If the specimen is not visible, slightly move the specimen so that it is directly below the objective lens. Try focusing again. Once the specimen is in focus, it can be slowly moved across to see its other parts. Often slight focus adjustments are required while observing different areas of the specimen. 10. After finishing using the microscope, turn off the light switch, remove the specimen, unplug it from power supply, clean the microscope with a clean soft cloth and cover it with a dust cover. 11. Store the microscope in a safe place protected from extreme hot, cold temperatures and moist conditions. 3.2.4 Care and maintenance. Lenses in eyepiece and objective are important components of the stereo microscope. They need to be regularly cared for and maintained properly. 2. Clean the exterior side of lenses. Use a non-solvent lens cleaning solution. First, remove dust on the lens with a soft brush or a small blower. Then, moisten a piece of dry, lint-free tissue or lens paper and clean the lens surfaces with a circular motion. Repeat with a second piece of paper, moistened with lens cleaning solution. If necessary, repeat once again with a dry lens paper until the lens is clean and dry. The same procedure can be used for cleaning both the eyepiece and objective lenses. For cleaning the interior side of lenses, a bulb-type duster or a compressed gas canister used for cameras and other optical instruments is used. Do not use the procedure employed for cleaning the outer side of the lens in this case. Take help of specialist for this purpose. The body of the microscope can be cleaned with the help of a clean, soft, dry or damp cloth. Cover the microscope with a dust cover that will keep it clean and dust-free. 3.2.5 Some uses of stereo microscope. Transparent plastic or glass petri dishes are best for viewing live or messy objects with a stereo microscope because they fit well on the stage and keep everything adequately contained. The examples given below would apprise you with some uses of stereo microscope. Figs 3:11. Of the stereo microscope, use top or stage light and white or black colored side of the stage plate according to the nature of the specimen. I. Observe live insects. Collect insects to be observed. Place them in the petri dish and cover with lid to keep the insects from escaping. Be careful not to leave the light on for too long as its heat could kill the insects. E. Compare the types of minerals and crystals in different rock specimens. Take some small pieces of rocks and place them in a petri dish and view. Under the microscope, use of right kind of lighting and color of stage plate can give you very interesting results. 3.3 Compound microscope. Compound microscopes are high-power microscopes with objective lenses of varied magnification values and 1 or 2 eyepieces. As compared to stereo microscopes, these provide images of specimens at much higher magnifications and with clarity. The microscope with single or 2 eyepieces are called monocular and binocular compound microscope respectively. A binocular microscope having a port for camera at the top is called as trinocular microscope. The modern compound microscopes are known as digital microscopes. A digital microscope has a digital camera, a desktop computer, a television and a printer. The compound microscopes are used in school, college and research laboratories, in pathological and forensic investigations and in various other ways to see the objects that are too small to be viewed with unaided eyes. 3.3.1 Parts. A compound microscope is typically composed of a head, body and base. Eye, head, see Figs 3.15 to 3.19, comprises 1 or 2 eyepieces. 1. Head is a detachable unit of the microscope. It can be separated from the microscope by opening a screw. 2. Fig 3.16. The eyepieces, also called as ocular lenses or simply as oculars, are the lenses at the top of the microscope that one looks into. These are interchangeable. They are usually of 10x magnification value. Lenses of 5x, 15x, 20x and 100x magnification values are also available. The function of the eyepiece lens is to bring the image into focus. In some binocular microscopes, the two eyepiece lenses are movable sideways along ocular slide. 3. Figs 3.18. Front view showing 2 eyepieces and screw for fixing the head to the microscope body. Fig 3.17, a portion of head of binocular compound microscope in front view, showing 2 ocular lenses. The ocular on right hand side has a ring-like structure, known as the diopter. Fig 3.18, a portion of head of binocular compound microscope in front view showing ocular slide in a closed position. Arrow. Fig 3.19, a portion of head of binocular compound microscope in front view showing ocular slide in opened position. Arrow. E. Body. See Figs 3.20. Also see enlarged view, of coarse and fine focus knobs on the left hand side. Fig 3.21, a portion of body of compound microscope in front view showing stage. 7. Stage clip. 8. Note the hole in stage. Arrow. For transmission of light from the source to the objective lens and slide. Moving knobs. 9. Look at the screen. Arm is the frame. 5. On which various structures of the microscope like head, objective lenses, stage and base are mounted. In monocular microscopes, the arm can be adjusted at different angles to facilitate easy viewing of the specimen. Turret with objective lenses. 6. This is also known as objective turret. Nosepiece, revolver, or revolving nosepiece. It is a circular metallic structure that holds a set of objective lenses. It allows the user to switch over from one objective lens to the other. Objective lens, also called objective, is the lens closer to the object and it collects light from the object. The objective is in a cylindrical structure containing single or multi-element compound lenses. In a compound microscope there are 3 or 4 objective lenses of different magnifications, and these are color-coded. The most common ones are 4x, shortest lens, 10x, 40x and 100x, largest lens. These lenses are mounted on a turret that can be rotated to select the required objective lens. The high-power objectives, starting from 40x, are spring-loaded, and they retreat if the objective lens comes too close to a slide, thus preventing damage to both the lens and the slide. These lenses are achromatic, par-centered, and parfocal. The definitions of these 3 terms are given below. Achromatic lenses: when light passes through a lens, it is bent or is refracted. Some colors refract more than others and as a result, focus at different points, reducing resolution. To correct this problem, achromatic lenses are used. These lenses are made up of different types of glasses with different indices of refraction. The result is better alignment of the colors at the focal point, thereby giving a clearer image. Par-centered, this refers to the alignment aspect of the microscope. When changing from one objective lens to another, the image of the object stays centered in par-centered lenses. Parfocal, this pertains to focus of the microscope. In parfocal objectives, when changing from one objective to another, the new image remains more or less in focus, and if required, it can be refocused with only minor adjustments. The compound microscope objectives are characterized by two parameters, namely magnification and numerical aperture, abbreviated as NA. This is described below. The former typically ranges from 5x to 100x, while the latter has a range from 0.14 to 0.7 corresponding to the focal lengths of about 40 to 2 mm, respectively. Objective lenses with higher magnification values have higher numerical aperture and a shorter depth of field in the resulting image. Some microscopes have oil immersion objectives or water immersion objectives for greater resolution at higher magnification. These are used with refractive index matching material, such as immersion oil or water, and a matched cover slip between objective lens and sample. The refractive index of the index matching material is higher than air, allowing the objective lens to have a larger numerical aperture, greater than 1, so that light is transmitted from the specimen to the outer face of the objective lens with minimal refraction. The larger numerical aperture allows collection of more light from the specimen, thus making observation of minute details of the specimen possible. An oil immersion lens usually has a magnification of 40x to 100x. Stage 7 is the flat platform below the objective lens that supports the slide to be viewed. Slides are rectangle glass plates with typical dimensions of 25 by 75 mm on which the specimen is mounted. The slides placed on the stage are held in place by stage clip 8. Some microscopes have a mechanical stage provided with two control knobs, 9, that make the movement of slide forward or backward or to left or right side possible. This helps to bring the specimen below the objective lens. At higher magnifications, say 100x, moving a slide by hand is not practical. Tiny movements of the slide with the help of control knobs make it easier to reposition the specimen. In the center of the stage is a hole, Fig. 3.21, arrow, through which light passes to illuminate the specimen. The slide can be moved to bring the specimen under the objective lens. Cos focus knobs, 11, provided on the lower side of the arm, help to move the stage up and down so that the specimen could be focused. The fine focus knobs, 12, fine-tune the focus of the specimen. The stage moves along a rack and pinion arrangement, 13. Rack is a track with teeth and the pinion is a gear that rides on the teeth. By turning a knob, the pinion gear moves along the track. These arrangements are used in focusing mechanism of the microscope. A rack stop, 14, is a setting made in the microscope during manufacture with which the stage is not movable upwards and downwards after a set limit. This stop helps to protect the objective lenses, slides on the stage and the light system from getting damaged. Condenser lens assembly, see arrow, Fig. 3.22, encircled part, Fig. 3.23. Consist of condenser lenses, a diaphragm or iris, and a knob for moving it up and down. Condenser lens is mounted below the stage and its purpose is to focus or condense the light onto the specimen. It helps in attaining sharp images at magnification of 400x and above. If the maximum magnification power of a microscope is 400x, a stage-mounted 0.65 Na or greater condenser is ideal since it gives greater clarity. If the magnification of the microscope goes to 1000x or above, focusable condenser lens with Na of 1.25 or greater is needed. Most microscopes with magnification 1000x are equipped with an Abbe condenser, which can be focused by moving it upwards or downwards. To work at a magnification of 1000x, the Abbe condenser should be set closer to the slide and moved further away as the magnification level gets lower. Numerical aperture, Na. This is a number that expresses the ability of a lens to resolve fine details in an object being observed. It is derived by a complex mathematical formula and is related to the angular aperture of the lens and the index of refraction of the medium found between the lens and the specimen. To get the best possible image, a condenser system that matches or exceeds the NA of the highest power objective lens of the microscope is desirable. It may be noted the NA is only important with high power microscopes. Diaphragm or iris is a part of condenser lens assembly and is located under the stage. It is an apparatus that can be adjusted to vary the intensity and size of the cone of light that is projected through the slide. It is manually set for a particular magnification power depending on the transparency of the specimen and the degree of contrast one desires in the image. It is generally used for observation at lower magnification. Light source. 15. Many sources of light can be used. At its simplest, daylight is directed via a mirror. Most microscopes have their own adjustable and controllable light source. Often a halogen lamp is used. In recent years, illumination using LEDs and lasers are becoming more common. An on-off switch, 16, and a light intensity control for light, 17, are provided at the base of the microscope. Also a provision for electricity. Input cable, 18, is made in the base itself. 3.3.2 Operation. The compound microscope works on a simple operating principle. The lens, close to the object being viewed or the objective lens, collects light coming from the specimen and focuses a real image inside the microscope. That image is then magnified by a second lens or group or lenses called eyepiece that gives the viewer an enlarged virtual image of the object. Fig. 3.26. The use of a compound objective and eyepiece combination allows for much higher magnification and reduced chromatic aberration, and the exchangeable objective lenses to adjust magnification. There is no difference in the image seen in a monocular or binocular compound microscope. The two eyepieces only provide a greater viewing comfort. 3.3.3 Steps in using compound microscope. 1. Compound microscope is a sensitive scientific instrument. It is to be handled with care. Lift the microscope with one hand on its arm and the other hand for support under its base. Place it on a clean, level and stable surface near an electric outlet. 2. Familiarize yourself with all parts of a microscope that you are going to use so that its operation is smooth. 3. For focusing the microscope, first switch on its light source, next revolve the turret with objective lenses to bring the lowest power objective into position. This objective is easiest to focus. Center the light in the field of view. 4. Place the slide on the stage and secure it with stage clip. 5. Look through the eyepieces and gradually turn the cos focus knobs so that the stage moves upwards. Move the stage up till the specimen comes into focus. Care has to be taken in the process that the objective does not touch the cover slip or the slide. 6. Next, look through the eyepieces and adjust the condenser width, condenser focus knob and the diaphragm for the desired quality of light, and to attain the clearest image of the specimen. 7. The fine focus knobs may then be moved so that the specimen is in sharp focus and its details are clearly seen. 8. The slide can be moved manually or with the help of slide moving knobs on the stage to bring the desired parts of the specimen below the objective lens. When working with higher magnification, a mechanical stage in used. 9. To observe the specimen under higher magnification, slightly lower the stage with the cos focus knobs. Then by revolving the turret with objective lenses, bring the objective of desired higher magnification value over the slide. Make the necessary focus adjustments first with cos focus knobs and then with fine focus knobs. Take care that the objective lens does not touch the slide. 10. When the observation work is completed, lower the stage and bring the low power objective lens into position and remove the slide from the stage. 11. Switch off the electricity and take the electric cable out from the board if the microscope is to be kept at another place. 12. Clean the microscope with a soft, dry or damp cloth. 13. Carry the microscope with both hands. Grasp the arm with one hand and place the other hand under the base. 3.3.4 General advice. While moving the stage upwards, care should be taken that it does not touch the objective lens. Always use microscope slides with cover glass or cover slip over the specimen. This will protect the objective lenses if they happen to touch the slide. When using a monocular compound microscope, the best technique to view the specimen is to look through the eyepiece with one eye and keep the other eye open. As a reflex action, one tends to close the other eye. By keeping both the eyes open, there won't be much strain on the eyes. You may recall the formation of image within a compound microscope. The image is formed through multiple lenses. As a result, the image is upside down and back to front, so when the slide is moved to the right, the image moves to the left and vice versa. Do not touch the glass part of the lens with your fingers. 3.3.5 Care and maintenance. Some basic steps for the care and maintenance of the compound microscope are as follows. Switch off the electric supply to the microscope when it is not in use. Avoid touching the glass part of the lenses. Use only lens cleaning paper to clean the lenses. After use, clean the stage with a clean, dry, soft cloth, especially when it is Used for viewing a temporary slide, V. Lower the stage and bring the objective lens of low magnification value in focus, V. Cover the microscope with a dust cover, V. When not in use for extended period, replace the microscope in its box or in an almirah. 3.3.6 Some uses of compound microscope. Compound microscope is an invaluable tool for observing the micro details of specimens that are not visible to the unaided eyes. 3.4 Differences between stereo and compound microscopes. A stereo microscope and a compound microscope are both light microscopes. Yet they differ from each other in a number of ways. In stereo microscope, light reflected by and transmitted from the surface of the specimen forms the image, whereas in compound microscope light transmitted through a thin section of the specimen forms its image. With stereo microscope the external details of comparatively thicker and opaque specimen can be seen. But with compound microscope internal details of thin sliced specimen can be studied. Some stereo microscopes are also capable of providing images of thin slices of specimens to some extent but not as much detailed as compound microscope. IV. The light from the light source is not focused through a condenser lens system in a stereo microscope, whereas a condenser lens system is invariably an integral part of the compound microscope. Great working distance and depth of field are important qualities of stereo microscope. Both these qualities are inversely correlated to resolution. Resolution refers to how easily two adjacent points can be made out or distinguished from each other. For compound microscopes, the resolution is higher, that is, the two adjacent points can be distinguished as separate, and the depth of field and working distance is smaller. The stereo microscope delivers 1/10 the resolution of the compound microscope. Some stereo microscopes can give magnification up to 100x, that is comparable to a compound microscope having a 10x eyepiece and a 10x objective, although at a lower resolution. With the use of 100x oil immersion objective lens and 10x eyepiece magnification of 1000x can be obtained in a compound microscope. In compound microscope, both eyepieces view through single objective lens. In a stereo microscope, each eyepiece views through separate objective lens. One gets a three-dimensional image in a stereo microscope, whereas in a compound microscope the image is unidimensional. 3.5 Summary. In this unit you studied that 1. Stereo and compound microscopes are light microscopes that provide magnified images of specimens. 2. The main components of stereo microscope are ocular lenses, diopter, zoom magnification knobs, screw for fixing head objective unit, arm objective lens unit, focus knobs, rack and pinion arrangement, rack stop, top light, electric supply for top light, on-off switch and light intensity control for top light, sleeve for fixing the head objective lens unit, knob for lowering or raising the head and body assembly, stage plate, stage clips, mirror or stage light, electric supply cable, on-off switch for stage light, electricity input cable, fuse and a microscope stand. 3. To observe a specimen through a stereo microscope, first the microscope is set on a stable surface. Before beginning work, it is important to familiarize oneself with its different parts. Next, the light source is switched on. Thereafter, place the specimen on the stage and fix it with stage clips if required. This is followed by setting the appropriate background color so that the specimen could be viewed clearly. After this, focus the ocular lenses on the specimen placed on the stage plate and carry out the observations. Switch off the lights after the use of the microscope. Remove the specimen from the microscope, clean it, cover it with a dust cover and store it in a safe place. Introduction to Biology Laboratory. 4. To clean the exterior side of the lenses, first remove the dust over the lenses, clean them with a lens paper dipped as lens cleaning solution. Move the lens paper over the lens in a circular motion. Repeat this process once more if necessary and thereafter clean and dry the lens with a dry lens paper. The cleaning of interior sides of lens requires a special treatment. The body of the microscope is cleaned with a dry or a damp cloth. Use of dust cover is an essential step in the maintenance of the stereo microscope. 5. The parts of a compound microscope are as follows: eyepieces, a screw fixing the head to the body, slide for moving the eyepiece lenses sideways, diopter, arm, turret with objective lenses, stage, stage clip, slide. Moving knobs, condenser lens assembly, stage moving or cause focus knobs, fine focus knobs, rack and pinion arrangement, rack stop. Condenser lens assembly, on-off switch for light source. Light intensity, control and an electricity supplying cable. 6. To use a compound microscope for observation of specimen, first place it on a clean, level and stable surface near electric supply. Familiarize with its various parts, then switch on its light source and bring the lowest power objective into position. Place the slide on the stage and fix it with stage clip. Look through the eyepieces and focus the specimen by cos. Focus knobs. Next, while looking through the eyepieces, adjust the condenser and its diaphragm for the desired quality of light and to attain the clearest image of the specimen. Bring in the specimen in sharp focus and observe its fine details. To observe the specimen in higher magnification, lower the stage a bit and bring in the objective of desired magnification value over the slide. After completing work, lower the stage and bring the objective of lower magnification power into position. Remove the slide from the stage and switch off the light source. Clean the microscope and store it in a safe place. 7. For the care and maintenance of a compound microscope, the following aspects may be attended to. Keep the electric supply off when the microscope is not in use. Do not touch the glass part of the lenses. Use only lens cleaning paper to clean the lenses. Clean the stage with clean, soft and dry cloth. After completion of work, bring the objective lens of low magnification value in focus. Cover the microscope with a dust cover and store it in a safe place. 8. Though both stereo and compound microscopes are similar in being light microscopes, yet they are different from each other in a number of ways. In stereo microscope, reflected or transmitted light from the specimen forms the image, whereas in compound microscope, it is the transmitted light from the specimen that forms the image. Stereo microscope is used for observing thick and opaque specimens, and the compound microscopes are employed to observe thin sections of the specimen. Light is focused on the specimen through a condenser system in compound microscopes, and stereo microscopes have greater working distance and depth of field than compound microscopes. Compound microscope has higher resolution than stereo microscope. The magnification obtained with a typical stereo microscope is 100x, whereas with a typical compound microscope it is 1000x. In a binocular compound microscope, the eyepiece views through a common objective lens, whereas in a stereo microscope each eyepiece has its separate objective lens. Three-dimensional image is obtained from a stereo microscope, and a unidimensional image through compound microscope. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with next chapter.